Hello, my sunflowers. How are you at the first of the year? Again, Happy New Year. I hope 2025 be nothing but a blessing, okay?
Yes.
Now, with that being said, we hope and wish that you would subscribe to us. And we're trying to reach that 3,000. And you know when we reach the 3,000, we're going to go 4,000 and 5,000. But nevertheless, we hope that you subscribe, yes,
like,
yeah,
comment,
yeah,
yes.
That's what we like.
Support.
I don't know why I had freezer burn. I don't know, my brain went but nevertheless, please subscribe and like us. And if you get this far now in our videos, then that means you like us.
Yes.
Show us by
you.
thumbs up, subscribe.
Yes. Become a sunflower.
Sunflowers. Hello, my sunflowers. How are you? Well, I hope your weekend was swell. I hope that you had a lovely dinner, but I had to come on because let me say this. I had to come on because I heard this this prophet. His name is Jude the prophet. But before I get into that, I want to say TikTok is back on. I got my buddy, my nighttime creeper, where I could just sit and look at it. They said that the CEO of TikTok or someone said that Trump was going to do it. And I'm so glad because, it really, for me, it felt like I lost a friend.
It did. It honestly did.
I was like, and even though I appreciate Red Note, and I'm not saying go away from it or anything like that, but it's just so good to just do things without red tape, and I missed it. I missed this content and everything.
Oh, yes. One thing I did like to mention, even the baby Crone is off camera on the side. Hello. The app Clapper is back online. Yes, apparently they had like over 1 million users in that one day, so they must have shut down or broke their servers. So when I went on there at 10 o'clock last night,
it was gone. It was off.
Yeah, it was
everything
off.
was off.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the following day, he had posted a message saying that he was trying to make it feel more like TikTok, so he had to shut down the servers and some features. But it's back up. I checked. Everything's fully functioning. You can comment, like, subscribe, all that.
Yeah, I'm gonna look. That's the next one I want to try.
Yeah, we're back on Clapper.
So
right here.
I'm so happy for that. So for all of you that were crying and about to lose your damn mind, it is back on, and I'm happy for you all. As for me, TikTok at this point is not my income. So I don't miss it like that. I do this out of love. I do it out of creative energy. I do it out of, I have a voice. I do it out of, I get a chance to speak what I feel, what's going on in the world. And to me, I feel like Baby Crone and I have something to say. And because of that, I feel as though we're making a difference in the world, even if it's a little bit today, because day by day we grow. And maybe one day I will make money, but right now I make no money at this at all. You could just tell by my subscribers, but nevertheless, we have almost 1,000, 2,000. And I like to look at it like this. If I had a church, that'd be a big congregation, okay? So I'm grateful, and I'm grateful for everyone that follows me, that look at my content, that give me feedback, that look at Baby Crone content, because we both do our own different content now because of the feedback of the people. Leave Baby Crone alone. But Baby Crone is growing with leaps and bounds.
Thank you.
I'm proud of her, and I'm also proud to know that the gift I had, I'm playing it to my family, and hopefully if she decides to have children, she'll pass it on to one of your children, or make them learn it.
I definitely will, no problem.
That's the one thing you want to keep your family heritage alive,
Yeah,
I think.
and honestly, if you feel like you know the truth and know the way, why would you not want to share it with your child?
Absolutely. Especially we coming into an enlightened stage. So anything you can do to make yourself enlightened, do it. And last, I have on baby Crone shirt, Towson University. Right?
Yep. Final year.
She's getting ready to get out. Well, her final year was in 24, but she wanted to go back and change her major. So she had more than enough credit, but she didn't want to do what she wanted to do. So she's doing something else. Yes. But this is it, you all. This is it. I'm so excited. Whew, I feel like I'm graduating, right? And what is it you're going to be now, baby Crone?
Yes, now baby Crone's going to be an astrophysicist.
That just sounds so smart.
Yes, it honestly all aligns. Everything is falling into place. I feel like I'm getting back on the track. I felt like I was getting so far from astrology and so far away from the medical field and the connection that I finally found a way to get me back on track.
Back in the track. Well, I'm so glad about that. Now this guy, he came from I understand that he came from Georgia, and then some say he came from Texas. I don't know where he came from, but he said that he said, because I looked at his videos, that he got a call, like he had a dream. And in that dream, it was like, go and warn California, not about the fires, about what was it?
The San Andreas.
The San Andreas fault is about to bust or crack or whatever. Is it a earthquake?
Yes, the fault line
the
tectonic plates that.
Now everybody knows about it. So it ain't like you living in California and you don't know. And they saying that this earthquake is going to be so massive that the people on the East Coast is going to feel the effects of it.
Yikes.
Wow. So he's running. Now the question is he live? Is he real? Or is he a lunatic?
Well, that is honestly a good question, because this isn't the first time, at least that I'm hearing, that there's supposed to be some major split or some major
They've been talking about it and talking about it, yes.
So whether it's in another country in the middle of the ocean or California, it's supposed to happen somewhere. And if it happens here in not here in the California, but here in the States and in California, then people were talking about it.
It's been talked about for years. And so for this man to do it, I know I was running after, when I heard this story, I was just trying to find all the information. And there are people who are listening and there are people who are not, like the fire. Even Mel Gibson said he knew. I knew that there was going to be a fire. I knew, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad. And so could it be? But I think people are in love with California and they're in love with the weather. I get it. But but everyone knows that it is on the, say that word, San Andreas fault line. And I know that would be frightening for me. So I'm not saying if this man is real, but what I do know, I know my cards can give us some kind of information.
Because if people have been prophesizing about this for years,
talking about it.
Say if there's some smoke, there's some fire.
Absolutely. So I don't know, but I'm going to know. Is it something that? Well, we know it's going to happen, but is it going to happen? He said it could happen in 2 years, 3 years. He said he don't know, but 2 to 3 years. But what we do know, I have already told you that this year was going to be a doozy. Yes. And so far, it ain't lie. My cards haven't lied. I said that the country will weep for us. And look at what's going on.
Yes.
I'm weeping for California. I'm weeping for the homes that are lost. It is horrible. It is horrible. And it is horrible to know that the Kardashians and the likes used up that water to protect their grass where no grass is meant to be. Like they got grass on brown mountains and brown hills where there is no grass meant to be. But they got lush, beautiful grass, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've seen it. Now that you mentioned it, it is peculiar. You never thought of it until you think about where they're located.
Only because my friend said that they were up in the hills and they looked like dirt. And he said that there is no grass up there. That I didn't know that. And when my friend said it, actually, your dad, when your dad said that to me, I said, what? He said, no, there's no grass and up in them hills. They put that grass there. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And so for them to spend all that money, it's just not him. I heard it was Kevin Hart. I heard a lot of them. They spend millions. I mean, not probably
to keep it lush like that.
To keep it lush like that in a place that has no grass. Woo! That blew me away. Now, also, I was listening to my girl. She don't know she my girl, but I was listening to my girl, April Butcher, and she was the one who was saying that they even sell grass because they have to use AFO turf, whatever it is.
Okay.
On theirs because she's in Los Angeles. And I think she was saying something about the government or someone selling. I don't want to misquote her. So if I'm misquoting her, I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, even she verified that. So people, this is horrible. This is horrible. And this is the things why people get so angry with the rich and the famous, because they can afford to do these things where the commoners can't.
Yes.
They can afford to spend 200 or 300,000 on water. They can afford to live up in the hills where it's dry, and yet where it's no grass, they can create a utopia. They can do that. But I declare unto you, they're up in the mountains. Mm-hmm. But the Bible did say that the mountains will not be a hiding place, that you will pray to the mountains and say, fall on me. So there isn't going to be no hiding place. I'm not saying that San Andreas fault line is going to erupt, but I am saying if somebody get out their bed and come from another state and walk in the streets and telling me, I'm going to listen, especially when it's burning and it's lighted, for them to make that what did I call them? High density living, where you have houses and just stacks and stacks and stacks, and that they are trying to do away with acres. Well, I hope they don't do it here, because I have 2 acres. I like living around people, but God knows I like having my space.
I understand.
I really do. It's nothing like it, having your space. So let's see about this. Is it true? Cause I got to think of a rhyme. What was that thing about in my finger?
With a flick of my thumb.
With a flick of my thumb, these cards will tell me what's to come. Here we go. So about the fault line, about this, I want to know. So I'm reading on California.
Oh,
I see judgment. Wow. I can just pause on that.
That speaks volumes. This is
that everything. Just speaks volumes. So I see sparks. I see creativity. I see the emperor.
Wow, a lot of fire.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Baby Crone, you want to say what you see first?
Fire. Little fires everywhere. Fire.
You can see it's a lot of fire.
Yes.
It's a lot of fire. So California, not California, but LA is on fire, or it has been burnt. The cards are showing fire. fire, and it is shown that there is some kind of creative work that is gone, that this is, the cards are showing me that it is not a mistake. I see the 4 where it's in the beginning of the development of a plan. I definitely see it here.
Mm-hmm.
You see a plan. This is the ace. So you see that they're in plans, that they're in works. There is a power behind this, that they are trying to do something to help the homeless and also for the rich to get richer. And I guess to live on the outer skirts and live up in the mountains, fine. But I think they probably do want to make it more condensed to fit more people in. I think they do. Also here, I see on the 4, and I definitely see Venus, and I see that whatever they have accomplished at this point what they wanted to accomplish. This was a plan that was put in place. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
They have put the plan in place. Also, when I look at this card 20, I think that California, and I hate to say it, but this is the only way I could say it. If you can think of another way, you tell me. It stands in judgment.
Mm-hmm, exactly what I saw.
It stands in judgment. Also, and it stands in judgment by somebody of very much power, because this is an emperor. So this is somebody that is bigger than California. This is not a body, but bodies. Bodies, an entity that is behind all of this, and put it down. And also, I see the Queen of Wands. So I see a lot of fire. I see a lot of feminine energy. I see that this was planned. The cards are saying that fire is planned. Out of plan, judgment. Somebody wanted it to be done. Somebody wants to clean up the streets. Somebody wants that done. What do you think? Mm-hmm. And they are doing it. Now, I would like to know, is one of the things that they want to do they want to get rid of the homeless? Because I want to know, where is the homeless?
That's a good
I've
question.
been asking that. Like, where all those homeless people, where are they? You know, we look at it and they just show streets. And I lived in Vegas and it was not like that, but that was many, many years ago. So to see the homeless in the streets like that, where are they? Mm-hmm. Did they put them on a bus? Did they move them somewhere? What happened to the homeless in California? My God. And what about the cars that are all lined up that had, what do they call those cars that run by battery?
That run by battery?
Yeah, you know the kind of cars out now.
Oh, electric cars.
Electric cars. They were showing people in a long line trying to get their cars. I tell you, I that made me don't want an electric car, especially after I saw that movie. What was the name of it?
Leave the World Behind.
Leave the World Behind. I was like,
Yeah, that was really too close to comfort.
The only way I would get an electric car, and that's the only way they making them. So what happened to the homeless? I see a 10. They've been dealt with. They're being dealt with. I see a 10. And I think this is why all this money is being spent. I think they want to clean up the streets. I see a 10. Right? Mm-hmm. Is that Mercury?
Yes, it is.
I see Mercury. What can I say about Mercury other than it's the hottest planet?
If we want to think about all sides of Mercury, it's about communication, but it's also about maybe being like a charmer, charismatic, and getting the job done.
Mm-hmm, and you're right. And it is about communication. So they are communicating that they want to clean up California and they want to make it the way they want to make it. The powers are doing this. Believe me, where these fires started, it was a burden, but yes, there is hands saying that it is started, because you see that they're carrying this wood, they're carrying it. So yes, some of it was started. I don't know if it started in the bush, in the woods, in the trees, but yes, the cards are saying that yes, although it has been a burden, but some of it was definitely set. However, they're looking at that land, and I think it's going to be hard for many people to get their houses built. And I think that whatever group or whatever cult to me to do something like this is satanic, and that is a satanic cult. If you're going to burn people out of their houses because you want a new land, because you want to do a new thing, yes, I get it. You may want to do something new, but there are better ways to do it than to destroy people. That's my opinion. Also, oh my God, this is so much fire. I can't see anything except the fire.
There's only one pentacle, and that's the 10 of Pentacles.
That's money. Money. That's wealth.
Mm-hmm.
This is a card of wealth. Card of wealth. And all I see is fire.
Mm-hmm. I would like to say that,
please.
Speaking of the cult and seeing, I wanted to make sure that last card that came out was fire.
Mm-hmm.
Before I said all this fire could
a lot of fire.
Symbolize a sacrifice.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Something ritualistic.
It seemed like it's a ritual. It is. It is. You're right. Every card, I have never had a deck where everything is fire. 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 My God. Fire. 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 My God. Fire. Fire. And pentacles as in wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the 10 of Pentacles. So this is wealth. This is power. It's power behind this. And that power come, and there is something, there is a plan. There is a spark. There is a plan. There is something that this is done for. This is a reason why this is being done. They feel as though judgment is on. This is some kind of judgment on California. I don't know if it's a judgment like that on people. I don't believe that. I think it's just somebody wanting to destroy it to implement what they want it to be. They want to change California, and I think that they want to make it where it can house people. Or they want to maybe make California, but it's not just going to be California. Right. It's going to be Florida and other places that they're going to do this to. And I liken to think that these high density places, here in Maryland, you just see where they build townhouses, just rows and rows and rows everywhere you look, and they dense. They densed up. You don't really have a backyard. They dense.
Coming out of nowhere.
They just building them. So they want to deal away with all the homes. Of course, they're going to be single family homes, right? But they really trying to do with that and trying to make not hotels, apartment buildings that can house families. And I wish I got pictures, but what I seen, it was ugly. I didn't like it. You have a question, baby phone?
Yeah. Do I have a question?
Please. Let's do this, because this slighted. I got one. Why, you want to ask yours?
No, I'm still thinking.
It's the San Andrea fault line about to burst.
Okay.
Or erupt because it will erupt an earthquake, right?
Yes.
Is that true? And is that going to happen? I'm going to notice by the negative cards. As you see, I'm shuffling the cards as I did. But I see some kind of judgment in California. But I don't want to say it's on the people.
Just what California or maybe Hollywood represents.
Justice.
We see that checkered board.
Like some kind of cult group is behind it, justifying what they do, that they know what they want. It's like it's a secret, and it's a part of a secret society. And so nobody knows what and how, and they feel bound by it, because a lot of these people are not they don't have insurance, and a lot of people want this land. And I also see the pentacles as someone working towards something, definitely. And that's the 8. So they are moving forward. Whatever it is, it's going to be slow but sure, because California is still burning. California is, to me, when I think of California, I like to think of California as a place of dreams. I like to think of California as a place where the stars live. I like to think California is a place where you find fashion, where you find the best doctors, where you find everything you want. In California, I see New York like that as well. And I definitely see Florida. But I've been to California too. I lived in California for a short while. I lived in Vegas. So, and when I was there, we looked at California and Vegas as cousins. So like Maryland and DC. So no, I definitely see that money, somebody is going to put up some big money. Some, what do they call, developers are coming in. Not now, but don't be surprised when you see what they want to do. I don't know. Is it going to be a fight, or people going to fight against it? Many people are going to leave. Many people are going to leave because it's not nothing they can do about it. Whatever they feel, whatever they do, if you don't have money, you can't fight against the machine. You can't fight against the machine. So I see that whoever's behind it is selfish and really don't give a John Brown about the people, but their people are leaving. I didn't know that until now. People are leaving California. Apparently, many are leaving California and going to nearby states. I couldn't live under that. I couldn't live under earthquakes, but I've said that I can't live under earthquakes, and I certainly couldn't live under fires everywhere. I could imagine that it would be horrible. You have your question?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
That's a lot of elements for California.
Go ahead.
But I want to know, could California, since we talked about San Andreas and an earthquake, could California also go down with a tsunami?
Tsunami. I see pentacles. I see a knight. And I see that. So I think everything is up in the air. I see it's all up in the air, but I just had a vision. So when I think of a tsunami, is a tsunami with wind?
No, it's with water.
I know. But is it activated by wind?
Yeah, you could kind of say it like
what propels, because I see something rushing in.
Yes, it's definitely movement, but it's the shift.
Powerful movement.
Yes.
I see powerful movement about the tsunami. Yes. And I'm getting the fact that if it is, it will rush in like a Russian mighty wind. It is going to come from nowhere. I'm not saying that this is going to happen a year or 2 or 3. I'm just reading cards right now because of the question.
That would just be something that would just follow such a powerful earthquake.
Yeah, a powerful earthquake or something. But it is going to be swift, sharp, and it's going to take out many, even the mighty, even the wealthy, the rich, the powerful, even though it's going to be swept away if they're not going to get out in time. So yes, and again, I see that even at this 9 of Pentacles, I really think that money is behind a lot of this. And maybe I don't think they want to destroy it.
Right.
I don't think that they want to destroy it. I don't even think that people even think much about the San Andreas fault line. I really don't. I think people think that it's just not going to happen. And if it does, it's just not going to happen in my lifetime. Well, I tell you, I've never in all of my life on earth heard of a city being almost destroyed. The city of LA, and to know that it is still burning.
Yes.
I don't know where the homeless are, because what about the smoke? What water?
Exactly. That's why I would, if I was in that situation, I would just leave, because either it's going to be that constant evacuation of fire,
never
here.
knowing when a woo
So it's just
go.
best to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it's best to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So I don't know, but the cards are saying that not California, but LA is on fire, and that it has destroyed like every card. But when we ask the questions, oddly enough, no fire here.
That is true.
That's weird. So it is definitely letting me know that whatever is behind it is selfish businessmen or women, selfish about what they want, and they want their agenda. And a lot of people, they want to leave. They want to clean up the streets. They want the homeless to leave. They want those that can't afford to live there leave. And so they are doing what they said they want to do. Phase one. You have another question?
Yes, my question is, yes.
So I do see that when it happens, it's going to be swift, and it isn't going to be anything anybody can do about it. Anything, not even your money will save you. Nothing. It will be swift like lightning. Go ahead, baby.
Yes, I have two questions.
Okay.
My first question is, are they burning Los Angeles to revamp America's image, maybe? Because because the and it's oddly enough that you asked that, because the Olympics. Yep,
so they don't want the dignitaries and all of them coming in seeing that site. So I think it's curious. And yes, my card's saying, some of those fires were definitely planted. Mm-hmm. And are they doing this to clean up the streets for when is it coming in the next 2 years?
Yes, 3 years.
In the next 3 years, right? So is that true? Let's see what the cards say.
Okay, part of this.
I can tell you what it says. Yes. Why? Because when you're dealing with Pentacles deal with earth. Pentacles deal with anything that they deal with, memories, anything that is physical. So here, even though, they probably doing it and feeling back and forth about what they've done, they do probably feel a little guilt. They do probably feel like, wow, this happened, because they did take out some of the rich, and they took out the poor, and they took out the middle class as we know it. So yes, this is about money. And yes, they want to clean up the streets because they wanted to look like Hollywood. They want it to look pretty. They don't want people coming in and seeing the drugs and the homeless and the sick, the old, the elderly, oh my God. If I went to LA and I saw that, because when I was in LA, it was not like that. So if I go and I seen it, I would be turned off. When I seen what had become of Vegas and seen that, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that Vegas had home. So no, yes, they wants to clean it up, and they're going to clean it up because they got the money to clean it up. Now, when and how, but at least they may not can clean it up the way they want. But I know one thing, they don't want those homeless and those drug addicts and all of that out in the street. And my thing is, a lot of people are homeless because of the price of living, because it is so expensive. And it's so curious, because I thought that if they say, okay, we're going to help inflation, we're going to stop raising prices. The thing is, yes, they may stop raising prices, but the prices are already high. They're not going to lower them. They're just going to put a halt on it about time, but it's still outrageous.
Mm-hmm. So that way, when the next inflation comes, it's just going to start back up from there and go higher.
And just go, it's already high.
Mm-hmm. And
I see why a lot of people are leaving this country and going to better places. I tell you, I would, if I could afford to leave. I guess that wouldn't be the reason why I wouldn't leave. I feel like I'm just too old.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I'm too old to start over in another place. But if it ever got bad here, leave.
Okay.
Leave. Go find a place where you'll like to live and leave this. I love America, and I know that I'm dedicated, and I'll live and die here because I love my country. In spite of its ups and downs, in spite of what it does that I don't like, it sickens me. But when I see things like the president made a move. Well, he's not the active president, but he did say that he was going to do something. He did do something. And so we got TikTok back. That makes me happy because when I'm up late at night, man, TikTok is just good for entertainment.
I'm not going to lie. I
wish they could show it on TV. I'd like to look at it on my big screen.
Yes, you can get TikTok on TV.
I can look at TikTok on TV? Mm-hmm. Hook a sister up.
Okay, I sure will.
I be looking at it on my little phone, you all know I wear glasses and in denial. So I just would love to watch it. So I do see that there are powers behind this burning. Definitely. There are powers behind it. Selfish men with money, women. There are and a group that have other plans for Los Angeles. And that's what my cards say. Do you have anything else?
No, I think we asked all the good questions.
Let me see. Okay, so let's see. What is the outcome? What is the outcome of this? What is it? Talk to me, Oracle. With the flicker of my thumb, can you tell me what's surely to come? Oracle, speak to us. Tell us what to look forward to. Yes, here we go. I see the black mouse and deterioration. Deterioration. I see that many people are going to be sick because of this fire, because of the smoke and the lungs. I see that California, somehow the cards are saying there was a clever betrayal. The powers did this. Somebody of surmountable power has done this thing. Not all of it, but it could have been a fire and they saw a moment to strike and they strike. But I do see a black mouse and I do say, be careful. And I do see that it said it is consuming and it is consuming your resources and your energy.
It sure is.
It's consuming you. It is consuming you. What it wants to do, it wants to make it, the powers want to make it so bad that those that can't build, leave. They want to clean up their streets. I see a fox. So that lets me know this could be a male or female. But besides the gender, it lets me know this is somebody that was cunning. This is a power. This is not a person. This is an entity. This is a group. This is somebody that is very powerful, very deceptive, very clever, stealthish. So we even have a black mouse, a fox, and last, hot.
Indeed, it is hot.
Hot. High temperatures. Whatever's going on, this was done out of envy and passion because they want that land. And they got plans for it. And they're going to do it. And every time I see this, all it reminds me of is Maui. Maui, Hawaii. This is what it reminds me of.
Yes.
This is what it reminds me of. And so as we watch Los Angeles go through this horrific thing. And another thing before I close out, one of the things I saw, they had such a massive drive with tractor trailers. I don't know, was it 20 coming into this spot out in the hills, bringing food, bringing baby stuff, bringing clothes, you name it. They brought everything there. And the thing is, I was saying, where is the homeless people? Because I only saw people that live in the area. I don't know. They came, but where were the homeless? Everybody to me looked normal.
Mhm.
That's what I saw. Although I'm not there, I have a heart for the homeless. I'm sorry. I do. I have a heart for the homeless. I've never been homeless. That has always been one of my fears. And I feel as though if you're not wealthy and you're just the average and you just the middle class, you're one step away from being homeless. Anything can happen. What about these people that lost their insurance? They don't even have insurance. Their fire insurance was canceled on them at the last minute, a few months before this horrible thing happened.
Very suspicious.
Water, all of this. It was done. The same thing they did in Maui. That's what they did. And this is a powerful group that is doing this because they have plans, and the plans that they have, they want to implement them. And the only way they can do it is they got to clean house. And what is a way to clean house? Is to clean house with raging fire. God bless America, because this is horrible. I cannot imagine, but it is so sad. So prayers going up for all those people that has lost and will not get it back again.
Yes.
People been burned out, their pets, animals, not mentioning the elderly. They still don't even know how many people died. But this is what the powers want. They want to purge California. So California is being purged with a judgment. And they're saying to make it better, to make it be able to fit people. And I can imagine too, you making these units all over the place where your density and charging them a lot of money to live in it. This is horrible. This is horrible. And then people want to say, God did this. God didn't do this. Man did this.
That is
humanity, not man. Humanity did this. And I think with everything going on with the aliens, I think they are watching. I think they are seeing. And I think that we need them to come down, the goodness to come down and step in, because the wicked is getting away with murder. Yes. And it is not right. It is not fair. And my heart bleeds literally for this. And I wish we could have some divine intervention. Yes. But because they're making so much, you are not going to know if it's real, because they're going to be able to give you a false Jesus. They're going to be able to give you a false Buddha. They're going to be able to make it look like angels coming from the sky. Why? Through AI, because of the technology. Look what they done. Look at this fire. It's horrible. Well, anyway, Baby Crone, I just can go on and on about this because my heart aches to see this. Baby Crone, is there anything you want to say?
Honestly, with the whole fire and the whole situation that's going on in California, it's just sad to see. And honestly, it's peculiar the way that they're moving and what they're trying to do. You just trust nobody, know nothing. And also that these people of power are literally drunk off of power.
Drunk, inebriated, and it's sad. But you know what? One day you're going to die. And when you do, you will face judgment. I believe that. That's my own belief. I don't believe in hell, but I believe that if you die and you go to judgment, you go through a dark place, a channel, whatever you go through. And can you imagine having to live your life over everything you did? Now, remember, you're not going to have a body because your body is dead, but the true you, the essence of you. And if you are wicked in this life, then you was wicked in the life that you had before. We are here to fix these things. We are here to make peace. We are here to pay karma debt. We are here to make our lives better. We are here to love. We are here to work it out. We are here to make the planet a better place. But as always, you always have greed. You always have power. You always have those that says, I'm going to take it all. And I notice even in the games that are coming out.
Yes.
What is this game? I just looked at another one.
Yes, the Beast games.
It shows you what people will do for money. However, but what it also do is shows you that not everybody is wicked.
That is true.
It shows you that. So can the wicked and the righteous live together? Yes. But it just seems like the righteous always suffer under the tyranny of the wicked.
Yes.
And I'm sick of it. And if there is a God or a being or anything good and righteous that can come and fix it and expose the evildoers, I myself would be happy. And with that, that's my read. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got along, and let me say this. I'd like to thank Prophet Drew for doing that. That takes guts. It takes courage. Whether it is real or not, he did what he had to do. Nevertheless, we already know that it's slated for something. Whether, like he said, whether it's this year, next year, 3 years, it doesn't matter. He was told to warn you, and he has. And I would listen. Go ahead, baby Crone.
Yes. Just thinking about tsunamis and things happening right in our backyard and prophets. Your dream about looking out your back window and seeing nothing, what used to be a familiar backyard turned into an unfamiliar backyard of water.
Nothing but water. I had a dream about 3 years ago, and I had a dream, and I woke. It was so real. I woke up, and I woke up out my sleep to go to the bathroom. My little puppy was on the. He was a puppy she was a puppy, and I looked out. I didn't look out the window because I was just going to the bathroom. But it was as if it was something strange. When I turned around, I looked at. I didn't see my backyard. All I saw was like a ocean, a river, just nothing but miles of water. And I looked out my window and I seen that the water had come up like 3 feet. That's what it was like to my house. And I went screaming through the house. And I said to everyone, meet me, meet me. No, I said, wake up, we got a fire. We got a flood. We have a flood. It's a flood coming. Get down, get down. And when I looked out my front door to see what was going on, it was like, it was like it was different. I didn't even recognize. I didn't recognize where I was. It looked like I was in another country.
I just got the connection.
Go ahead.
At the beginning, you saw like what was familiar, and then what was familiar was destroyed. Right. But then when you went to the front of the house, you saw what was maybe rebuilt.
What was revamped. Mm-hmm. And I saw it, and it reminded me of like a place overseas, like the way they built it. It wasn't like the America I know. It looked like I was in another country.
I'll make sure to have some pictures right here for you guys.
It was like, because I've talked about this. Yes. It was like I was in another country.
I think it was like Swedish.
It looked like it was Sweden, but then I looked at Africa, and it was like Africa. Like what part of Africa that they had built up like that? I can't remember. I seen it on YouTube.
Yep.
However, all of that was so real. I remember it to this very day. And check this. I went to the door and my niece was there, right? But my sister wasn't. And I asked my niece, I said, where is your mother? And she said, she's out there and my sister is dead. So she wasn't. Mm-hmm. And I know when I dream dreams like that, they come in symbols and codes. It doesn't mean what it means, but it came in symbols and code. And I said, I never forgotten. Thank you for reminding me of that dream. And is that what it was?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's what it was.
I woke up in a panic. And the thing is, it was like I was living it out. Mm-hmm. It was like I was living the dream. That's why I could say I looked out the window. I went to go to the bathroom and it was like normal, like real. But when I woke up out of a sheer panic to wake up, hyperventilating, It was a dream, but it was so real that I was literally like in another dimension, walking, living like I'm wide awake, but I was not awake. That's deep. If you ever had a dream like that where it was real, and when you woke up, when you wake up, because I was petrified because the water, I was scared. It was just a strange place. I didn't even recognize it anymore.
Yep. And the conclusion that you had gotten from that dream is that something is going to be happening in your metaphorical backyard, which we concluded was like American soil.
American soil. I knew it was going to happen on American soil. I didn't know if it was going to be a bomb. I didn't know what caused such devastation that we had to change. I didn't know what happened that would cause the water to take over, and places that didn't have water now are lakes and rivers. I didn't know, but now we see what's going on. And honestly, guys, we are destroying the earth.
We really are. We so are.
We are. We have to.
Even this fire is destroying the atmosphere of all the carbon dioxide and terrible pollutions from the smoke.
It's sad. And so with that, I want to ask, in the end, are we going to be okay as Americans? Will we all be okay anyway? Because at the end of the day, these people don't want to die, and they're going to need workers, so they're going to need slaves. So the powerful and elite, they don't want to do the work. They want a job, but they're going to still, So how are we going to be? It says responsibility. So I think everyone is accountable. This is what the cards are saying. Everyone is accountable, and everyone is in control, and everyone is our duty and our obligation to make change and to make actions towards change. That's what my card says. I wish you could see it. Responsibility. So that's what's going on. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this. So Prophet Drew, I hope what you said don't happen. But God bless the child that get out there and do such a thing. Thank you. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Yes, is something going to fall on California? One day. Next year, next month, next 2 years, next 10 years, I don't know. But yes, there is a fault line, and it will break one day. Whether it's tomorrow or 100 years from now, it will happen. And that's my read. Right?
Yeah.
If you got this far, please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, give us a thumbs up. It really means a lot. And please give me your feedback. It is much welcome. And with that, you know what I say. I love you.
Sunflowers.